Myself personally, I am a pilot. I fly, I have an airstrip at home on my farm. That airstrip and the flying has nothing to do with Armatec.
So you've never fly here?
Okay, another question. I'm going to go to the back because I've been ignoring them. So this person's standing up, and then maybe if you could just leave your hands up or put them up as soon as he finishes, then I won't miss you, okay? So the gentleman in the front here with the ball cap.
Okay, thank you. I see you're doing all your studies for everything, for the noise, for this and that. Is there going to be any studies done at all? And I'm hoping there's some real estate people here listening to this. A study on what the effects are going to do to our businesses, what it's going to do to a golf park business, and all the wildlife. What about those studies? I keep hearing what the studies are going to do there because you're forced to do those studies. What about the studies that matter to us? Our property values, our children growing up around here and having to deal with this. Every people on Yahoo web pages and the papers are talking about this, and they don't even know the norms. We're a joke here. And it's already made Yahoo. Okay, so you guys going to take care of all that? Are you going to give us all these studies? I don't think so. We're going to have to do that on our own. Look at the studies that you don't want to show people.
I'm not really sure what the studies are, sir, that you're suggesting, but I can't hear you, sorry.
What is our property values going to be worth after that? What are businesses going to
Buddy over here, here we go.
everything to bring business here and chase business away?
There's no way to study that, sir. Take the man in the back with his paper up. Quiet! Start again, sorry, sir.
What is the percentage of Armatec's business to do with our fight for boys and girls? Or is it here strictly to serve rich Saudi oil? Not that on the dirt.
I don't know that that's really worth answering, sir. Okay, we had a couple more people at the back. You, sir, way back there.
General dynamic.
It was difficult to understand here. It was something with Saudi oil and Armatec. Armatec has nothing to do with Saudi oil.
I'm asking how much percentage Armatec's business does for Canadian national defense. What's the percentage of your business? Out of 100%, how much do you do for the Canadian government? How much?
The Canadian government allowed us to do between 5 and 7% of our business for Canada, and
Sir, let him answer the question.
And the rest, we were honored to get a contract from the US to put all our Canadian people to work.
That's enough, thank you.
Okay, that man standing up.
Holding the USA and 5% Canada.
Hang on, I'm taking a call from this gentleman at the back here.
My question is, you have contracts with the U.S. What are those contracts? Are they U.S. military, or is it the current police state that's taking over the U.S. right now?
That is from the US military, and if you want to know it exactly, it's for the US Marine Corps. And that was one big contract.
Police state.
No, we have no contracts with the police.
You have nothing to do with that?
No.
Okay, we got everybody at the back. Okay, that gentleman with the beigey shirt back there with his arm up.
Do you have a video that shows your explosion testing as part of your information package?
Or we have some pictures today. Do we have a video here? We have a video here. You can have a look at it.
I want to see the bird.
Okay, we'll move forward. This lady back here with her hand up, and then we'll move along the wall here, okay?
Just wanted to know if this all went through, and in the future, when you're ready to abandon this site, who's responsible and what will be done to return it to its natural state?
Well, that's very speculative, ma'am. I mean, I don't know. Properties are sold and bought all the time.
I will own the property. We saw already before in the presentation, Armatec has a mandate for our environment and community. And just to give you an idea, we got a 100-acre property where we built our plant in Dorchester. We took 15 acres away, not a lot in big respect here, but down there 15 from 100 is big, and we donated it to the MNR as a natural features, because down there everything is flat, and that's the only thing with a little bit of valley with a river through, and that is what we put there to conserve it. And number one, we're talking here about 3% of the area, which is basically eaten up by a road and the immediate test facility. For bringing that back, we will be the environmental steward for the area during the operation, and somewhere in the future, if the thing will discontinue, to clear.
Okay, coming along the wall, gentlemen, yep.
Obviously, your testing includes the blowing up of military vehicles. Once a vehicle is, let's call it, exploded at or tested on, and it's going along the tracks, what happens potentially in a use case where 1,000 liters of diesel flows into a stream? Do you have
Stop. We can't blow anything up where there is oils, liquids, batteries.
These are vehicles that have gasoline, hydrocarbons to move them.
Yeah, sure. When we set up something on a test site, in the test plans, the environmental impact of each test is set. So, for example, if you would, in most cases it's test coupons, portion of vehicles. Sometimes there's a complete vehicles. There are several steps to ensure that there is nothing in the vehicle which could leak. You drain them, you get all the liquids out of the gearboxes, you contain everything. This vehicle are just placed statically on the test site and impacted with the blast. After that, this vehicle goes through forensic analysis about all the things which happen to the vehicle, and for that once they go back in the workshop and get disassembled. The vehicles which would drive on a test track are the vehicles which have these plates mounted to it and are tested so that they don't interfere with the suspension and they can handle the weight. So, two different things, but there is no way somebody could blow up a lead battery or a fuel tank in a vehicle on the test site.
Okay, next question here, the lady with her hand up. Yep, you, yep.
Early in the presentation, it was mentioned, I think twice, that there are very few places to test this armor in Canada, and it's very difficult to establish a new site. If it's so good for us, and so good economically for our area, why aren't other municipalities tripping over each other to offer their land to you? Why are you forcing it on us?
Because nobody wants you.
I don't think there's an answer to that question.
Yes, there is. It is a question.
Well, we can try. The property was for sale. Armatec looked at the property. It was a suitable property for what they wanted to do, large enough for the right kind of topography on a road that can be accessed fairly easily. It's a county road, and so they identified this property. They approached the owners. The owners are willing to sell the property. We're going through the process. It happens to be in this municipality. If it happened to be in another municipality, that would be a different case. But this, what we're talking about is here and now, this property, this municipality. And so that's why I say it's hard to answer the question, why aren't other municipalities tripping over? I don't know. I mean, it's not even come up.
Somebody even mentioned another site that could be
But
and you just didn't even consider it. Why not? Why us?
Because right now, he's selected a property which meets all of his criteria at this point, okay? So we're looking at this property. Lady in the burgundy here at the back with her hand up.
I've got a question. Last year in the floods, especially, we all got, a lot of us got flooded out. And the water that runs off the back through the creek into the lake. So can you guarantee there'll be no contamination whatsoever coming down off those hills in a spring runoff that will end up into the lake system? I don't think you can. We watched that water last year come down. We watched the roads flood out. And it came from the top.
I can't.
Right where you're going.
I guarantee you that I can't prevent the water from running downhill.
So that's
But, however, I can guarantee you that we don't put anything in that water. So I can't change nature's water flow out there, and it is what it is.
You are changing it. You're taking everything out from the top of the hill then.
No, we
How
don't.
many acres?
We
40
see.
acres, you're taking it off the hill. You're
No.
changing soil patterns. You're changing everything up there.
The soil,
Trees hold water, like the root systems.
yes, I know that trees hold water, but if you look to this test area down here, behind the crest is about here. There will be a piece of gravel, 8 feet by 8 feet by 3 feet deep. That gets lined, and that is where we put the charge in and blow it up. There is a diagram back there somewhere on the wall which shows exactly the chemical composition which is in there, and we produce carbon dioxide.
I'm trying to make sure I get everybody first before I get the next one. The lady in the gray sweater. Hand up.
I don't mean any disrespect to you guys, but do you have any idea, do you have cottages? Do you have any idea what it's like to live in cottage country? Have you driven up and down our roads? Have you seen our docks? Have you been on our water? Have you seen how beautiful everything is? Do you have any idea that every morning when all of us wake up, we see deer crossing our lawn? We see bear off in the distance. What about all of that? Have you guys ever had anything to do with that? You say that we're a bunch of disgruntled...
No, hold on. Exactly what you described.
Hang on, I'm not finished.
Okay.
You say that we're a bunch of disgruntled cottagers. It says
No,
that
we didn't do that.
We are not disgruntled cottagers. You are coming here and you are going to ruin our lives and ruin everything here.
We have no intent.
And that is the truth, and that hurts.
Why come to a place where nobody wants you to set up business? I don't understand, as a business person, why I would want to be next door to all the people that live there who don't want me there. It's not a very good perception of your company. So
But we tried today to explain to you what we're doing, that we don't want to chase the deer away.
It doesn't make any difference what you're
Man,
doing.
you're changing the zone to commercial.
we don't want you on our base.
Okay, I think this is starting to deteriorate a little bit, okay? I'm just trying to, I've already answered we've answered your question several times, so we're going to try and get some other people. That's fine, I don't really, at this point, we'll go to the lady in the brown, and then I'm going to go to the gentleman in the hockey shirt. Yep.
I just want to ask a question.
Everyone be quiet, please.
I saw on the board over here about the blast.
Quiet, please.
I saw on the board over here about the blast and the vibration.
Yes.
And I think it said something about vibrations can be felt up to 1 mile away. How far?
In fact, you had the exact number.
Well, it depends on...
Yeah, on what?
It
Can
depends
you
on
bring
the
it up?
blast, but what you say you're going to blast, and in the future what you're going to blast, how much vibration is going to be felt in my cottage?
None.
None. And you can guarantee
Absolute.
He's had her head down forever.
All right.
Please.
Just for clarification, all of this hinges on the REIT and the councilor's decisions when it goes for rezoning and the official plan amendment. It's up to them to make that decision, whether they approve or deny your application, correct?
Correct.
Now, that question there,
Hang on, this gentleman's next, and then we'll go from there.
that's the question I was just,
You wanted to ask?
no, I don't want to ask. She says if the council says no, it's over. That is not over.
No, it's not.
What will happen, they turn it
Hang on,
down.
don't start each other.
They
Let
turn
her
it
finish.
down,
Go to the OMB.
it goes to the OMB. Are you
Yes.
prepared to go to the OMB?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is just a preliminary start. It's got really nothing to do with anything, really.
Oh, it does, because what we have to
Turn it
do,
down.
sir, what we have to do when we put together an application, we have to be confident in that application, cover all the bases, so that we feel that when we get to the OMB, if that's the case, and it does happen, obviously, that we are going to be in a defensible position, that everything that we've said is true, that we can present the reports to the board member, and you guys, if you choose to oppose it, and whichever way it goes, then you can defend your position as well, or support your position, whatever you want to call it, and the board member will make a decision based on the technical requirements.
But that's where we're going eventually.
Well, probably, I mean, given the crowd, but it doesn't have to be.
What is the O&D? We can't compete with that. You know, we can't do stuff. Like, how long have you been talking to the municipality? I don't know, a year?
No.
So we've got
about
20 days.
3 months maybe. No, there's lots of time yet.
You can't.
And there's lots of time for you folks to master your attack if that's what you want to do.
We can't do the
yes,
kind
okay.
of studies.
Another question
No,
here in the front.
I haven't finished. We can't do those kinds of studies.
Well, I'm sure some people here can.
It's just a factual question, and that is, for what percentage of time will there be explosives on site, and how are they going to get to the site? Is it from Harcourt through Elephant Lake Road, or is it from Manus down?
So in that area we have to have a 24/7 surveillance. We try to only have the explosive for that test section there. The transportation of this explosive are regulated by the Ministry of Transportation, and that is done through, you will see this driving around today basically, we just don't notice it, there's a marker on the vehicle in the back, and there's limits to the amount which can be in the vehicle. On our side we take extreme precaution, have only the minimum on storage, and you try to be as quiet about the transportation as you can. It's not the point, the difficulty where it's stored, it's about the transportation that you want the bike against and the other guys off the street not knowing where it is. So we don't want to talk too much about it, but it's all followed in the in the government specification how we have to do it, and that gets kept to a minimum.
So you can't tell us which route it's going to, you don't want it, that's for security reasons, or?
We'll take this gentleman here in the blue shirt, and then you in the green shirt, sir. And then we'll take the lady in the black hat. Then we'll take the lady in the white shirt, okay? Then we'll take the lady in the back with blonde hair. Stop, I can't count any further than that in one go. Sir.
Do you not have any conscience about how much you're upsetting the people here? Does that not make you feel bad that we don't want this? Or is it just...
I'm human too. I have blood in me. I don't want
this
to...
lady, is it?
I don't
She's actually got more damage to Armatec than anything else today.
Like, I want to come here to hear your concern, and I respect your concerns. I want to inform you because I was shocked how things got out of hand on the internet, and we talked about nuclear blast and radiation and fallout. Impossible, that can't happen. So that is why we basically try to get this meeting together here to get as much as possible real information out, what we are doing. We don't, I got some emails, some letters, we don't want to keep anybody awake at night. We want to put them to rest and assure them that what's going on and what's happening here is in this magnitude, and we conducted now a lot more studies than we had to do in the beginning to really capture all these things and to optimize the layouts. There were some questions about the tracks. The things are not finalized at this point. Whatever we can learn from the studies and hear from your concerns, that is what we want to consider.
I think one of the biggest points that we'd like to make is that, as you just answered, you cannot guarantee us for 1 second what this is possibly going to do to our property values. So we can't sleep at night knowing that my husband and I have put our whole lives into paying for and maintaining our cottage and our quality of life, and we have no response of what's that going to do for our future plans, our future economic prospects.
I respect your point of view, and I can't predict the future, what economic development is.
Everyone plans for the future. Your company plans for the future. We're trying to plan for the future.
If you think back to what I said a little while ago, when this decision is made, one way or another, it's going to be made on the basis of technical facts, okay? And those technical facts are, we have to demonstrate as the planners for this project that there will be no adverse impacts on the area, okay? Not perceived impacts, real impacts. We are going to demonstrate that there is not going to be a negative impact. If there's no noise, and there's no bombs going off, and there's no animals being killed, and there's no tanks rolling up and down the roads, I honestly don't know why you think that your property values are going to be damaged, because it's like any other...
You want to buy mine? You want to buy mine? Buy everybody.
So what we're going to do is to demonstrate technically that there will be no adverse impact on the area. What happens beyond that is beyond anyone's control, okay? So we are going to do what we can do, but there's no reason why your property values would be devalued. None at all. And I can't, there just isn't.
Cane testing up north, the cottage country. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the gentleman in the Reebok, did you ever get to ask the question? I can't remember. Sorry.
Okay.
And then I know I pointed some other people out here. Yeah.
Let me answer this one. If you're shopping for a cottage, and you're looking around Ontario, and you see this one here right next to a place where they test bombs on tanks, are you going to choose that place? Or are you going to choose the other place that's pristine and wildlife, and you got none of this?
What the zoning...
You got to make a decision. Would you buy this one, or would you buy the other one?
That's why I wouldn't. Because...
Hey, perception is everything. There's nothing you can say to make nothing.
I agree. There's
Property
nothing...
values will go down through perception.
Let's leave the property...
Not leave the property. I've invested my life in this. This is part of my retirement. People have spent money all their lives building their cottages, so when they retire, they'll have some peace of mind and a place to be, and leave a little money for their kids. And you're taking that money away.